What's up, YouTube? This is John from Team Rhinoki. Today I'm going to be bringing you an Evilswarm deck profile for the 2014 January format. I'm hoping this is going to do good. I love this deck quite a bit, so let's get into it, guys. First up, I play one Rescue Rabbit. It's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Anybody that's played Evilswarm knows exactly what the Rabbit's for. The Rabbit, you play him, sack him, first turn Ophion if he goes through, pretty much, because he's going to bring out your vanillas. Your vanilla Evilswarm Heliotrope, guys. He has no effect unlike all the others, but that's why he's a target for Rabbit, guys. 1950, so he's not a bad beater to play either. You can just play him if you ain't got nothing else. Pretty much this deck is going to run consistently. It's going to give you that first turn Ophion, you know, barring that somebody fucks with it. So let's get into the next monster. Run 3 Castors, guys. Castor is the Constellar Pollux of this deck. You normal summon him, he's going to let you normal summon another Evilswarm monster. I believe it's just Evilswarm, actually, but for all intents and purposes, we're only playing with Evilswarm monsters anyways. So, he's going to let you normal summon another Evilswarm monster. Can't be negated, guys. He can't be Veilered, he can't be chained, he can't be breakthrough skilled. The effect is going to go through. You cannot chain skill drain to him either. Skill drain has to be up beforehand. So I don't even think Shadow Imprisoning Mirror stops him because it's a condition. So just on his summon. So great card, guys. Very hard to stop that extra summon. Next up, Triple Thunderbirds, guys. I see a lot of people talking about how they're only, or I look, because I'm always constantly looking at different people's decks. I like to see what other people are doing when they put their deck profiles on. See a lot of people are only running 2 of him. I completely understand. Mainly I'm running 3, I just don't have the other options, I guess. I haven't acquired them yet. But me, I like this card at 3. It's a 1950 beater once his effect kicks in. Very hard to take off the field for the simple fact that anything that happens, anything activates, if you don't like it, you can at least banish him. He's safe, he'll come back on the next standby phase, guys. Not your next standby phase, the next standby phase, he will special summon himself. So, Thunderbird is a great card. Next up, I play triple Mandragora. He's our Cyber Dragon of the deck. If your opponent controls a monster and you control none, you can just special summon him from the hand, guys. Great card. Sometimes he can be a little dead, you know, obviously for later on. But great card nonetheless. I might end up taking one of those out. I might take one of him and one Thunderbird out to run a couple of the other Evilswarm guys later on once I get them. I will be doing more videos on this deck. I love this deck. I want to keep it going for this format. So, next up, I run Triple Kirkion, guys. This is the last Evilswarm monster in my deck. Not really the best opener with him. You really don't want to open with him. Even if you have Castor, I mean, it's still a guaranteed first turn Ophion. But he's just so much better later in the game when you need to make more stuff. You have Evilswarm monsters in the graveyard. You summon them. You can banish one Evilswarm monster, pull one back to your hand, and then you get to normal summon again. So just another way to bring out Ophion, Bahamut, or any other rank 4. That's what this deck does, guys. It's in a rank 4 spam. I know I'm saying first turn Ophions, but you don't have to do that. It's just probably the best because Ophion searches out your lands. But we'll go into that. Next up, my last monsters I run double effect Veiler. I just think it's going to be really good this format, guys. I may look into some Max Cs. I may look up into changing the monster count. Maybe get some different monsters in there. Maybe some extra hand traps. But as it stands right now, I liked my effect Veilers in there. So I'm just running 2 of those. Alright, guys. Let's get up to the spell lineup. That was 18 monsters, guys. So for the spells, I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 spells, guys. This is going to be a back row heavy deck, but I feel like that's the best. I personally feel like that's the best way to play the deck because it lets you set up a lot of protection for your monsters. First off, I'm going to play triple MST. Let me get this ugly one underneath these 2, my 2 secrets that I like. But you run triple MST, back row. There's a lot of back row out there, guys, so might as well take advantage, you know. But you got to be prepared. So triple MST, guys. Next up, our personal lances. A little better than Lance, it's broken. Everybody's always going to say this card's broken. And it is for several reasons. It protects all face-up Evilswarm monsters on the field. They're just plain out unaffected by spells and traps. So, they activate that Mirror Force Pandemic. you know, whatever you want. So, great card, guys. Ophion will search this out. Oh, and it doesn't reduce the attack like Lance does. Next up, run 1 Rhoda. It's just to help get your plays going. Sometimes you don't have what you need, so this will pull that Castor to your hand. He's actually the only warrior you should be running. Next up, Double Dress. I picked this over Lance just because we don't have to worry so much about back row with this deck hurting our monsters because of the pandemics. This is more just to stop the destruction. And if you don't want to waste, if they torrential and you really don't want to waste that pandemic, you still have dress for that one monster. So, great card. It'll stop things like blaster or monster effects that pop. So, alright guys, let's go into the traps. We're going to start off with the first infestation trap. I only run 1 of these guys, Infestation Infection. What this is going to do, it's a trap. You can chain it to its destruction, and you'll get its effect off if they go to MST it. You just got to be careful with this, because if you activate it, you put a monster back in the deck, guys, they can't MST it then, and then you don't get to pull anything to your hand. But what this is going to do is you can either send 1 face-up Evilswarm monster back to the deck, the main deck, actually. You cannot send your Exceeds, but you can send 1 face-up Evilswarm monster from your field or hand back to the main deck, and grab another one and pull it to your hand. So I mainly will use this at the end of my opponent's turn just so I can put my Kyrkions back into the deck, or if it's later in the game, I can get my Kyrkion to my hand if I need it. Can be searched via Ophion, since Ophion will let you do any infestation card. Then I run double Fiendish Chains, guys. Great card this format, stops effects. Just like Valor. Monster effects are going to be real big this format, so right there. Then I run, let's see, I've got the 1 Mirror Force, guys. It's Mirror Force. Got the 1 D-Prison, because it's D-Prison. Got your Torrential, because it's Torrential. Got Bottomless and Solemn Warning. You know, a lot of these cards are very self-explanatory. And then my personal favorites are my 7 Tools of the Bandit, guys. I think it's a great card. Spell speed 3. I think I go over this in every video I do on a deck profile, why I just adore this card. But it just says no to your back row. So, unless they have another counter trap. Next up, now this is what I'm going to be doing different for this deck. Ophion is only going to stop level 5 or higher, meaning he's not going to stop exceeding or rank or level 4 spams. So I am running double Vanity Emptiness with 1 Macro Cosmos. And what this is going to do is no cards are ever going to actually touch the graveyard with Macro Cosmos out. So what that's going to do is Vanity's Emptiness is just going to say, stay out. So, granted, you know, people are going to want to get rid of this stuff because it's going to slow every deck down. So, but I run 2 Vanities, 1 Macro. So I feel that's going to keep this deck viable doing that and slow everybody else down. So you can pull out whatever Exceeds you want and then just be bam, Vanities. You can sit on your Vanities, your Macro. You can sit on your Ophion with your Lances and your Golden. Next up, guys, let's put these over here, actually. I'm going to get into the extra deck. I run triple Ophion. Some people probably run 2. I've seen people that probably say they'll run 1. I run triple just because I have the space in my extra deck, and this card will get a lot of hate. People are going to, the moment they realize you're playing Evilswarm, their goal is going to be to keep this guy off the field, just for the fact that he can search your Pandemics out. So I do run triple of him for that reason. Next up, I run double Bahamut's. I have used more than 1 to duel before. Great card. It's almost like Big Eye in the sense that it gets to take your opponent's monster, but you have to detach and discard 1 Evilswarm monster. But I do keep 2 in my extra deck just in case. And then you get to take control of your opponent's monster permanently. So, and he can still attack. Then I run 1 Evilswarm Ouroboros. I do not use him quite as much as I probably would like to, but sometimes I just don't feel like he's the right choice when I have all those monsters out. Just because I'd rather get my Ophion and get my protection out. I want my personal Lance. So, but I do run 1 of him. Okay, for those of you that don't know, he's like a dumbed down Trishula in the fact that he can send once per turn. You can only use each of these effects once, you can send one card back from the field to the hand, or you can send one card from the hand to the graveyard, or you can banish one card in the graveyard. So you can only use each of those effects once, and once per turn. You get to choose. So not quite as good as Trishula, but I do keep one of them in the deck. Then I run double Key Beetle. Sometimes I will go into the double Key Beetle play over my Ophion if I have my dresses, just because Key Beetle will protect my vanities. You have a 2500 beater, and vanities protected, meaning you don't have to waste macro yet, and they're not in a special summon anything still. So it's another option. Then I run, let's put this to the end, I run one Maystroke, it's Maystroke, Abyss Dweller, it's Dweller, Cowboy, Diamond Dyer, Black Ship of Corn. I run one Zenmanes, guys. I don't run any level 3 monsters in this deck, but God forbid someone ever exceed Encore this deck, then your monsters come back level 3, so at least you have a target just for something for defense. And then I run one Crazy Box, guys. I keep him in there just because in my side deck, I do side Eradicator, so I keep one Crazy Box. Speaking of side decks, guys, we're going to go through my side deck. This is just what I'm thinking is going to work for side decking. It's not 100%, guys, and side decks are mainly going to be what you're playing at your locals or your regionals. So, I've got double Mind Drain, guys. Cranes. Gotta stop them Cranes, guys, for Boojins or Honest, things like that. Hand Traps. This is going to say no to the hand traps. So, I run double Deck Devi. Never know when it's going to come in handy, guys. I think that Ghost Tricks might make, a little bit of a push come this next pack. And that's actually fixing to come out here soon, guys, in January. So I think Deck Devi is going to be really useful. I'll probably actually start siding in my Light of Interventions also if Ghost Tricks get a little bigger. Then I do side in my Eradicator, guys, like I said. My Eradicator Epidemic. I side in double Imperial Iron Walls. Once again, Boojins. In any other deck that needs to remove from the graveyard, this says So, great card, guys. I run double Prohibition for my side deck. It's Prohibition. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to know what you're playing and play smart when you call something out. So, then I run two Mind Crushes. I've mentioned before this is going to be a really useful card this format, especially with how much 10 key is getting abused. You're going to know what your opponent pulls to their hand. Not only that, once again, Boojins. Boojins are still out there, guys. They may make a push. I don't think they're going to make a push for a little bit till they finish getting their support. But you get to know what they pull to their hand through the effect. So in case they pull a Crane to their hand, you know what's in their hand. Next up, I run two Light Imprisoning Mirrors. I don't get to run both in this deck, Shadow and Light, because obviously my monsters are dark, but I do get to run Light Imprisoning Mirrors, Constellars and Boojins. This is going to slow them down. This is going to slow down the Thunder family. I believe they're all light, so this should slow down a lot of different decks. Next up, and the last two cards, Heraldry Record. I think this is going to be a Rank 4 Spam Fest format. So I think these are going to do real well this format. But yeah, they exceed a monster, they activate the effect, counter trap, destroy your monster. It's a big fuck you to them. So, anyways, guys, that's my deck profile on Evilswarms. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I should do something different. If you think there's a better way to do it, let me know. This is just what I'm thinking is going to work for this format right now. I'm not sure. And I haven't decided if I want to use this deck at the regionals or my Constellars or if I want to use Madolches. More than likely, I'm probably going to take my Madolches to my regional that's coming up in January. I just think it'll be fun, and I may catch a few people off guard. So, other than that, guys, just like, subscribe, rate below, whatever you want to do, guys. Let me know what you think. John from Team Ryan Oki. I'm out.